So listen, like when I saw your profile, I was like, actually, I think we made this entire podcast just for you. I'm not joking. This podcast is literally about making things happen and how you do that and what that means. And that is, of course, a billion different things.
How long has your podcast been around?
So we've filmed, I think, 12 episodes and we've aired 4.
Okay. I'm sorry it took me so long to get here, but
I know.
I'm
Where have you been?
I don't know. I've been preparing myself for you, for the podcast and everything. So thank you for having me.
You are so welcome.
Yeah.
Like everything that you have done in your life, for us, it's literally a treat. I mean, to watch someone taking such an innate passion and talent and then utilize it in such a unique way, and also bringing big commerce into the picture, but having so much integrity and making it public. Like there's just so many layers of making it happen here. I don't even know where to start.
Right. Well, like we were speaking about earlier, like I make things and it's not really for myself, you know, like I feel like I'm channeling whatever energy is coming through me, and then it's out. Just like how you have your children, just I made it and you're on your own. Like it's my gift to you.
You're comparing your art to me having children. Yeah, I like that.
That's amazing. It's
you
like the same
have
thing.
a lot of children, babe.
Yeah. Not that I know of, but yeah. Knock on wood. I'm just kidding.
So how do you ideate and conceptualize, and like, what is that process like for you?
It's funny, right? Because like it progressed from when I started when I was younger till now. Before it was all about my ego. It was all about like the end result of whatever I make, you know. And then this is me, Tommii Lim. I'm here to like show you how cool I am.
What I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. And then I used to do predominantly gallery shows, and then I over the years converted over to murals, right? So I get commissioned to do murals all over the world, and a lot of times they're in public spaces. So it's not really I mean, you know, like somebody that's into art can see it and like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
But like an everyday person, a child, whoever walking by it, they're like, oh, that's cool, or they don't pay attention to it, you know. So it's like I'm just making things for people, and like I said, I used to chase the end result of things, but for me now it's about the process.
Yeah.
I remember every single painting I've ever made, but I don't remember making them.
That's crazy.
But every mural I've created, I remember every single one. Why? Because I interacted with other human beings, you know, whether it was like people I was working with or just random strangers. I love nature. I love the sun. Like I love to be outside, you know. And when I was predominantly a gallery artist, I was just stuck at home, like a vampire lifestyle, or not home, but in my studio.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like most artists, especially painters, they look like depressed, sad, hungover people. You know what I mean? I used to be one of them.
Oh my God.
But then during the pandemic,
trapped in your ego.
Yes, you know. So like during the pandemic, I was at some New Year's party. I might have been a little bit tipsy, whatever. I looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't recognize who this is anymore. You know what I mean?
What?
And like the place that I was at, the mirror, I could see the people behind me, and I was like, I don't really care about these strangers that I'm hanging out with to celebrate a new chapter, a new year of my life. So this trainer in LA, his gym is called Fast Lane Fit, and he hit me up. He kept hitting me up to like want to train me, and I started working out with him. The next day I was like, you know, F this, I'm gonna try something new. So
that's amazing.
that started my, I was sober for 2 years. I stopped doing any bad thing that a typical artist would have done. Like I kind of stopped it.
Major detox.
Yes, major.
Good.
Yeah, I rediscovered nature, hiking, camping, exercise.
Amazing.
Because I paint murals for a living, right?
Maybe better oxygen.
Yes, you know, and like painting murals is different than painting on a canvas. It's like very physical.
Yes.
You're like climbing things, you're like jumping, running, whatever. And like I decided that I started training more like athletically instead of just like a depressed painter guy, and it changed my life, you know. And then the pandemic hit. And then during the pandemic, all I did was train and explore nature, and like it kind of reset me. And then so I realized that my work is really just about the process of making it, and the experience of making it, and that's where I'm at right now.
Second life, maybe third.
10th, 9th,
maybe 10th.
I don't know. 100th,
That's
who
amazing.
knows? Yeah.
You know, I always get so amazed when I see people working on these huge artworks, because like, how do you visualize that end result? Is it a very technical, planned out process, or is it more of a fluid, I don't know?
It's different every time, right? It depends on, like, for example, if it was just like a wall, that's easy. I could just come here and like just paint something. But sometimes I do like three-dimensional things where it incorporates different
Yeah.
surfaces. That's a little bit
Yeah.
more planned out. But yeah, it's like there. I used to have like guidelines and rules of what I should and shouldn't do as an artist, and then I got to a certain point in my career, and then I realized, okay, it's time for me to break every single rule. So I'm just like, it's like living in the moment, you know, and that's how I apply to my work.
That's the beauty right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
But it's really quite brave to come out and talk like that, because I find that generally speaking, people are kind of hiding behind a lot of barriers that they're putting out there,
right,
usually self-inflicted.
right,
And what I'm coming to understand through these conversations about making it happen is that the deeper the connection with the self, the more, I wouldn't say easy, but the more courage you have
right,
to kind of manifest it out into the world.
right,
And what I'm starting to do is kind of connect these dots. And every person that I sit with and we start talking about this subject,
right.
it's really incredible how this topic is coming out.
Yes.
Like, was there a moment for you? Like, I think you already talked about a few where you were like, hey, I had this moment. I was like, I don't like this. I want to move this. I want to change this. How has that connection with yourself manifested in your work life, your projects, your art?
Yeah, well, it's like I think I'm very blessed in my life where I can kind of be free and do whatever I want, you know. And I realized that the things that I seeked out for pleasure were things that I thought I wanted to relive my childhood,
Oh, amazing.
right? And I thought like being drunk and chasing women and doing all that kind of stuff was
Yeah.
like the youthful nature that I was trying to chase. But in fact, that was just like, that's not what it was. You know, it's more like, that's more superficial. For me, it was like trying to feel like a kid again, which was like just going back to nature and like
Yeah.
doing like, just laughing for stupid reasons with like random people, you know what I mean?
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah, so like I apply that to my work just by trying to just live in the moment and yeah, just have fun. I'm just trying to have fun.
I think this is your motto. Live in the moment.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do.
No, it's really hard,
You know,
by the
with
way.
the phone and like
All
whatever,
that
all that stuff.
stuff.
You know, like
Everything's a
you
distraction.
get caught up. You know, like you're trying to make money, you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're trying to impress somebody, you're trying to, live for the next project or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like I don't really care about that stuff anymore. I just want to be here and try to be as present as possible. You know, and I think I've been doing okay with that because this is. I'm on my mural tour right now, my international mural tour, and this is my 5th country in a row. And I and to be here in the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, like it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
I want to talk about your projects and how they've manifested in terms of branded content in public spaces. Because when I look at your kind of personal deck, yes, you're working with some incredible multinational
Sure.
brands. Amazing. But it's so clear that they've come to you for you.
Right.
And that I don't want to say you're making the rules or any of that stuff, but when they've come to you, it's with like an incredible tone of respect for what you do.
Sure.
Right? So how does that, I think it's a very interesting thing because it's incredibly difficult to create that space, that tone, that body of work, that relationship, that business,
Right.
whatever it is.
Right.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Like, what was the first project, for instance?
First project ever?
No, where it started to tip into a more commercial kind of collaboration from the arts journey.
Right. I think back in the day in America, like I used to work a lot in the surf skate industry.
Cool.
You know, like because I'm from LA, and close to LA is Orange County, and that's where like Vans or I don't know, those kind of companies are there. You know, so like I'd work with companies like Hurley or whatever, and they initially hit me up to for my artwork, and they were kind of like, "Hey, just do you. Like, we love your stuff." You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I can imagine that conversation was a little bit different to like Nike.
right, yeah. And like, I'm very American in this sense. I'm very like hip hop or punk rock. Like, I really didn't care about money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah.
And if they don't want it, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I cuss here?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I was like, and I might have missed on opportunities to make a lot more money, but I didn't care. I don't care. Like, I it's like a hip hop mentality too. Like, at the end of the day, you have to think that you're the best. You know, to elevate yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without being cocky and like,
Totally.
you know what I mean? And so like that afforded me the road to just be able to make whatever I make. And then, and don't take me wrong, I was a starving artist for a long time, you know. But like after many years, like people just kind of appreciated me for who I was and my work. And I'm at a place where like I could turn down projects if I want to because I don't want to do it. You know?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What's been like, I don't know, I don't want to say your favorite or this or that, but like maybe a couple of moments of like really, really cool shit that you were like, damn, this is like awesome.
Like one of the things a lot of people know me for in the States is I did a collaboration with Kobe Bryant and Nike Basketball, and at the time a French magazine called B Street, and they approached me to paint a basketball for Kobe.
Nice, I saw that.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you. And then right before his, it was really close to right before his last game, you know, when he retired.
God.
And like I painted this ball for him, and I met him, and we hung out for a while, and like just to meet somebody that I'm a Laker fan. I'm from Los Angeles, and I followed his career my whole life.
Amazing.
And he, like. He was such a real human being, and he taught me like how to be like humble and modest. And he asked me all these questions about my process, like why do I do what I do, and everything you hear about him, it's true. Like he makes you feel like you're the only person in the room, you know. And then like a year later, I think he won like the Academy Award for Dear Basketball, like the animation short he did, and they did a behind the scenes interview of him, I think at his house or somewhere, and in the background was like a very minimal white shelf with a couple objects on it, and my ball was on the shelf too.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And like so, like it kind of validated that everything he was asking me, it wasn't for show. It wasn't for the cameras. He was literally like really curious about, you know, and open to like it doesn't matter what level person he's talking to, like just like in the moment, you know. And I learned a lot from that. Just
That's
that one
amazing.
that one little experience. You
Wow,
know?
that's beautiful.
And then recently, I just came here from Singapore. I was part of a big exhibition at the Art Science Museum out there, which is like a big to-do, like fancy museum out there. And
Wow.
And just to like be a part of a country that I've never been to before, and I really didn't know much about the country, and like being treated so well and experiencing the culture and seeing all these, like meeting all these artists, and like that's kind of really fresh in my head right now. And like it's the show's currently at the Art Science Museum. Exhibition is called Sneakertopia, and it's there till I think 4 or 5 more months. So if you're in the area, you should check it out.
Yeah, we should post something about that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of major, you know, like you could maybe sit back and feel like you've made it in some sense. Do you ever?
Nope. I think I'm like that's where like the sad boy artist comes in, you know, like I'm never really, I think what I make is cool, but I'm never like satisfied, you know. And
I think that's good in a sense.
Sure.
In a sense.
Like something can always be better, or like or I'm just like, I made this and like I'm done with it. Like I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
And I just want to move on to the next thing. So I think it keeps me fresh and like, I don't know, curious, vibrant, whatever, you know. Did
you ever have like a mentor or anyone that you call, you check in on, like you like, hey, what do you think? Has it, or has it been like you, me, myself, and I?
My mentors have been my father, who, rest in peace, he passed away a year ago. He was like my rock, you know, like he was, it's all good, you know, like it's taken me a while to heal, but I'm like in a great place. His passing taught me to like appreciate, well, what is the meaning of life? Is it money, power, fame? Is it like trying to be the next famous artist? No. I realized that the meaning of life and what I do and what I'm searching for is love, you know, and I forgot that. it's such a simple concept to forget. You know what I mean? Like we're so busy with like life and like trying to make it and doing all this stuff. And like I realized like I spent so much time trying to work on my art career, and I only saw my family during holidays or whatever. And like,
Yeah.
and he only lived like 20 minutes away from me. Like he was like, "Oh, can you have time to have lunch with me today?" I'm like, "Oh, the next day or the next week." And you know, and then I realized like, what good is success and money without people around you? You know what I mean? So he was my number one mentor. My second mentor was I had a big art agent back in the day. His name was Carl Bornstein in Los Angeles. He was one of the founders of Mocha. And I don't know if you remember in the 80s, there was an artist named Patrick Nagel. He did like, I think Duran's cover.
Oh, cool. Like, I probably know that cover.
Yeah, you probably do. But yeah, he mentored me and managed me for like many years. And he taught me a lot, like especially on the business side.
Yeah.
Know? Yeah, because I only knew the street side.
Sure.
And so like he taught me like how to interact with different types of people, you know, and
art collectors.
Yes.
Talk about your manifesto.
Yeah, with their noses up in the sky. Like,
So, it's a whole other world. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I've had a good mentorship, like business-wise, like, and just life-wise, and like, yeah. You know?
And how did you kind of transition that learning from being the artist, like you said, which the art world is? It's kind of like the epitome of everything, but at the same time, it's like nothing. Like, you know what I mean? It's very contradictory and complicated in a sense. And really, you have to sell that poignant moment, that expression, and be supported very well by agents and other people, gallerists, curators, and have the support of the community. Blah, blah, blah. So that's one world. But then shifting into a more kind of, I don't want to say commercial, because your work is so interesting because it doesn't feel commercial.
Right.
Even though it has a commercial, collaboration.
I appreciate it. That's a very nice compliment.
It's really true. And that's why I said at the beginning, like, this show was made for you because you really have made it happen.
Is he going to rename it the Tommii Show?
Well, you're going to move to Dubai and host it with me.
Let's go. You're paying the rent, right?
Yeah, we have this faith.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It's like really why we wanted to start this conversation. Of course, we want to meet amazing people and talk and understand about our lives and awesome. But what is that special sauce? What is that thing? How do you think
as far as business-wise, you got?
In life, in business, in life, in projects, in getting something big off the ground. One day you're talking to someone, hey, let's do this. And then all of a sudden it's up on this huge wall and people are experiencing it.
Right. Well, I can't speak for like everybody, but for myself, I think it's authenticity, I'm very, if anything in life, I'm very proud to say that I'm myself anywhere I go. You know what I mean? Like I'm apologetically myself, like, I'm not an asshole or anything. I mean, sometimes I could be, but like, I'm like, for the most part, I'm not.
I think everyone can be an asshole if they, we all have it in us. Come on.
Right. Some more than others, but I'm just like, I'm just myself all the time. Like I don't really care about what people think about me. Am I respectful? Yes. You know what I mean? That's my Korean Asian side. Like we're taught to respect strangers and elders, right? But very authentic, and I think also a mix of like kind of not losing my ego, but toning down my ego after all these years has helped me to like kind of collaborate. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the best way to grow is how? Love yourself? No. I mean, yes, of course, love yourself, but it's more
in
like
a healthy way.
Yes, but it's collaboration. Like the interaction with other human beings is how you grow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to shut your mouth and listen. You know what I mean?
As well, what I'm learning more and more, especially these conversations, is like it's kind of hard to do something all by yourself, like especially today,
right?
Because it's literally the whole world is your market now,
right?
The whole world is your audience,
right?
Which is okay. It's amazing, such an amazing opportunity, but at the same time, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of doing stuff, So there is an essence in knowing who you are and then being able to kind of identify those collaborators.
Right.
I'm starting to think this is kind of the special sauce in making it happen.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, but it's true.
Yeah, no.
You know, when you come together with someone and you're just having a drink, having a meal, or whatever,
Right.
on the bus, whatever.
Right.
And there's this weird cosmic connection that
Right.
leads to something amazing.
Right. Yeah. No, and that goes back to like human interaction, right? It's like, how am I able to make cool stuff that's relatable, but still me? It's because I feel like I try not to spend too much time on the internet or like my phone as much as I can, and even though it's very hard, you know. And I'm like, I have my ears to the ground, you know, like I'm always outside, I'm always talking to people, I'm always traveling, I'm always like trying to get a bigger perspective on life through different cities, different countries, different cultures, you know, like, and that's kind of like really helped me kind of see a bigger, broader picture of like what life is, you know, and like at the end of the day, we're all the same.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
we
As
all
much as we try to run away from that.
right. We all want to be have approval.
Yeah.
You know, validated for who we are. We all want to be loved.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us are insecure. A lot of us are, you know, like just chill. Like, you know, it's like it's the same type of people everywhere you go. It's just different languages and different ways of doing it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the creative industries are quite tricky as well.
Right.
Because you've already got the human condition of having this kind of like, you know, insecurity within yourself, right? You're creating your creation, you're a creator.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of having to collaborate. That's another layer. And then you have, like, for instance, a client. I throw a client in, their opinions, their you know. So the creative industries is also fraught with a lot of insecurity and emotion, and that's tricky as well.
Right.
But you've managed to really, you know, maintain your own truth.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but you know, it's like like I said, like I'm not seeking approval.
Yeah.
You know, which helps me a lot. You know, like if you don't like what I do, it's all good. Like go find somebody that will make you happy, and you know, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? But that's kind of like really helped me like kind of weave out like things I want to do, I don't want to do. You know.
Did you have an instance where you were like in a project and it became tricky? You don't have to name names,
right?
But I think it's really interesting. A lot of people that listen to this are in the creative industries,
right?
And I think it's very interesting to understand how you kind of navigate through those moments.
Right. Well, if it's like, if I'm in a project and it's like the rare case where, for me at least right now, and maybe not, maybe when I was younger it was a little different, but and they're like, oh, we like this, but could you like paint a pink butterfly or like do something, you know, like change something or like do this, and like if they ask me for a request and and there's a valid reason why, then I'm open-minded enough to like see, you know, like listen to them and be like, yeah, you know what, that doesn't make sense. But if it's just like a personal preference thing, like, oh, could you like move this thing like 3 pixels to the left? I'm like, no, you do it yourself, because I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And what is it like when you're out actually in the creative process in a public space? Like, how does that work?
Like working on a project.
Yes.
It's amazing.
That's
like,
so cool. I mean, like...
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I do like the attention. So, like...
That's awesome.
Yeah, like, sometimes I'll be painting in some public space, and, like, throughout the day, I'll talk to, like, hundreds of people.
I'm sure,
yeah,
right?
And so, like, honestly, my work is a diary, really. It's, like, whatever I think or I see, and, like, the work is based on conversations and people I meet, you know? So they're actually giving me more things to paint about.
That's amazing.
Without even knowing it, you know?
That's amazing.
You know, so I welcome it. And so, like, it's fun, too. It's like, you get to meet so many different types of random people, you know? Some crazy, some cool, you know, whatever the case may be. But, like, yeah, I've been having a blast. You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what did you experience here in the UAE?
So far, what have I experienced? Well, it's my first time experiencing Ramadan. I didn't know too much about that. And,
amazing.
Yeah, like, and I respect all cultures, all religions and stuff. So it's like it's really amazing to see, like, like they're fasting, and then there's so much prayer and like sleepless nights, and like, and like it's just very different than what I see in America.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I respect it too, because like I've hung out with like Buddhist monks, I've hung out with like shaman from different countries, and like,
Amazing.
like I respect and see like how important it is to these people and other people, and like, and kind of just like soak it all in. What else have I experienced? Like, just like, I don't know. There's a lot of malls here.
Yes, there are.
I've experienced some like some of the food and some of the drinking, and like, yeah, I don't know. And then James, who brought me out here, the restaurateur, like, I've been very lucky enough to like try his food at his upcoming like restaurants, and like, let me tell you guys, like, we'll tell you about it when it comes out. But
Is there a wall in there that we should be looking at?
there may or may not be.
I have a
You're just gonna have to
feeling
stay
there-
tuned for that. You know what I mean? But let's just say, if there is, it's gonna be the place you want to go to. So,
Amazing.
Yep.
That's awesome. I think, it's very dynamic. Like I was mentioning to you before, it is a really multicultural society here.
yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in a real sense. Like
Right.
I think we all traveled around, but Dubai, especially where we are right now, is very unique in the sense that it's such a melting pot.
Right.
More than where I'm from in Sydney, more than some of the other,
Right.
huge cities of the world where you have a lot of people living together. But here it's such a cultural exchange.
Right.
And there's such an interest in learning about the diversity of culture that makes it like really different. And it's really reciprocal, because we live here as well, and we participate in all of the culture and the tradition of the Emiratis as well. That's not only Ramadan, but we all understand what it means. We celebrate National Day, and we understand the history of where we are,
Right.
it's really beautiful. Like I always tell people, Dubai and the UAE, it's happening right now. I've been here for 17 years with my family and growing this business up, but actually it's happening now. I think this was all a warm-up. So it's the perfect time to come. And this will not be your last visit.
Oh, it's definitely not. I'm coming back in a month or two.
Oh, there you go.
you haven't gotten rid of me yet, so,
So what, do you reckon we can do a wall here at the studio? We have some other artists that have done some murals here, actually. This guy is like super famous here, Ruben Sanchez.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just point me in the direction. I got you.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Listen, when people are looking at you from the outside, I think there would be a lot of mystique because you've kind of done it all. Like, honestly, you've done the arts life. You've had this kind of incredible relationship with so many different artists and things that you love. You've
Right.
mentioned hip-hop culture.
Yeah.
You've mentioned surf culture.
Yeah.
You've been able to navigate these incredible projects. Your work is being shown in art galleries, in different exhibitions. You're still super young. So what's next for you?
What's next for me is, I don't know, just having fun, man. I don't know. It's like, so I'm like I said, I'm on a mural tour right now. So after this, I'm going to Israel to paint like this curated wall with I think like 10 other amazing artists from around the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
After that, thank you. And after that, I'm going to Korea, where I was born.
Yeah, that's going to be. Is that your first time there?
No.
You've been before?
Yes, but I haven't
Oh,
been.
you were born there.
I was born, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I was born there, and then I went to America when I was 2 years old. So I'm an American. I'm a Korean American, but I go back very often to like
Okay.
do work stuff, but I haven't been since the pandemic.
Oh, no way.
Yes, and it was my mom's 70th birthday last year.
Oh
So
my
Turning
God.
70 is a big thing in Korea. So I was
You
supposed to-
got to make that one up. You got to do something big.
Yeah, so I was supposed to fly her out last year for her 70th, but it was still kind of pandemic. So I'm flying her out this trip, and so I'm gonna do some work, but also like have fun with her and her 6 other siblings and my family.
Oh my
and,
God,
do
that's
some stuff,
amazing.
So I'm actually most excited about that. And then after that, I'll be coming back here to do some cool stuff. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then some other countries after that. But you know, like although artwork, it's amazing, it's fun, you know. But at the end of the day, I look forward to just meeting new people like yourself and just like growing. I just want to grow and have fun, you know, and like try to stay as humble as I can, because haven't been humble for a lot of a big chunk of my life. You know what I mean?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm blown away, honestly. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Like you said, when you are able to create, you're able to make things happen, you believe that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that comes with a little like imaginary crown.
Right.
It's like following you around,
right.
which can be
still
not
there
great.
somewhere.
No, but I think the crown represents so many things, right? You know, it's really funny. There's this Billie Eilish documentary. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
And she had this kind of breakthrough moment. And funnily enough, Justin Bieber called her. And he said something, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of, "You are amazing. You are an incredible person,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not more incredible than anybody else."
Right.
And I was like, damn, Justin Bieber. But it kind of, that's what it is. Like, you need to be your own best cheerleader. You need to be the one that gives you the confidence and the props to keep on going and have the courage.
Right.
But the humility is the balance, you know, the yin and yang.
Right.
And I feel like there's some incredible artwork that's going to come out of you about this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll give you a little preview. Like, I'm working on a couple pieces right now here to set up for an exhibition I may or may not be doing later with.
Watch this space.
Yeah, with Ben, who you guys interviewed earlier.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's like, I think it's kind of a cool dynamic of like, we're both American, and like to interpret, I'm not going to give it away right now, but just like a certain perspective of the culture here as an American, and like kind of mixing the two things together. And yeah, that's just one thing I'm working on out here.
Very cool. Yeah. Oh, we can't wait to see that.
Yeah. And I may or may not be releasing a very cool product out here too that people have been asking me to create for many years, and I might be doing it here. So we'll see.
This may or may not be happening.
Yeah.
Well, I think obviously everyone, you need to follow the Instagram.
Right. Oh, yeah. And I've taken a 1 month hiatus from Instagram and all social media.
We'll get back on there.
Yeah, I'm getting back on there. I think maybe next week or this week. I'm not sure yet, but it's been nice to just like detox myself from that. And then, but I have so many cool videos I've taken, like just from the 5 other countries. I just came out from Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore.
Thailand's beautiful.
Oh my God, yeah. From what I remember, it was amazing.
Listen, we always end off with kind of like, I don't want to call it 3 pearls of wisdom or like anything super cliche, but like just 3 kind of like, I don't know, mottos, rules of living, whatever, like in terms of making it happen. What do you think are the most important ingredients?
Oh, the 3 most important ingredients.
If you want to do 4, it's okay.
Okay. Number 1 is stay authentic, right? Number 2, well, I guess this goes with number 1, like be authentic, and why are you doing this? For what reason? You know, like really figure out why you're doing this, and is this something you can picture yourself doing forever or however long, you know? Mm-hmm. Secondly, don't do it by yourself, you know, whether it's you're working with somebody or you're being with your family or your friends or whatever. It's like there's no joy in getting to the top by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no point, honestly. Like, I know people that are at the top of their game, they're all alone, and they're very sad people. You know what I mean? So that's number 2. Let's see, number 3. Have fun and laugh.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's easier said than done, right? Because
sure.
You know, some people, they have no other choice, you know. But if you have the option to like have fun, like don't forget to live life.
Yeah.
You know, all work and no life. is no life, and all life and no work is nothing either. So I guess it's back to like the balance. You know, I have a yin yang on my thing right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like life's fucking short. You know, like, what are you gonna do with your time here? You
Yeah.
know, you know, work your ass off and not live life. You know, like, it's, I know it's hard, but like balance is the key to happiness. So I think. I mean, I don't. That's just a guess. I'm not a fucking. I'm not a monk or anything.
You only have to talk from your own perspective, so that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. You know, I'm just a recovering troublemaker.
Well, you know what? We're so happy to have you with us. Thank you so much for your time. Really, it was a
Dude,
blessing and a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll be back on social soon.
We'll be seeing
so,
you again. Don't you worry.
You can follow me at Tommii Tommii, and hopefully I'll be coming to your neighborhood. And if you see me, please come say hi. You know, we can have a drink or paint something together. Oh, and when I paint my murals, a lot of times I will outline things, and I've had random strangers come and like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm doing? I'm painting a mural. You want to paint with me?" And I have so many times when I've gave them a brush and they painted with me all day.
No way! Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I open for people to come
Painting
paint with
activation with Tommii.
Yeah.
Yes.
Activate me. I need to wake up.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You should come paint with me too.
I would love to come and paint with you. Nothing would make me happier.
You're actually gonna help me paint your mural here. So.
Yes.
All right.
Listen, thank you so much. Really, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Much blessings. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Rock and roll.
So cool. Yes.
Yeah.